Hi friends, it is Tuesday, November 15th. We just finished our Board of Supervisors meeting. We started at 9 and ended at 2:15. On the dais were myself, Supervisor Scott, Chair Bronson, and Supervisor Christie, and then joining us online was Supervisor Hines. So we were all in attendance, either virtual or in person. I want to thank Erica Tenorio. She's a U of A student and artist, and for reading the land acknowledgement and just taking time to do that. We really appreciate that. And then we had an item on the agenda. It was one of the proclamations proclaiming Small Business Saturday. The Saturday after Thanksgiving is Saturday, November 26th. So what we have is we already have a post on our Facebook, Instagram, and please just tag your favorite local businesses so we can give them a shout out and try to get people to go and support our local businesses. We also had a FEMA proclamation giving some kudos to our flood control department, and so that was really nice. They came and read a plaque and award presentation to our county employees, and I think we don't give them enough kudos for all the work they're doing, so I'm glad that we were able to dedicate some time there. We had a couple of items. We postponed an item regarding the constable's administration and oversight. And what we're doing is waiting for legal advice on that, because a lot of the layout of what their job is and the fact that they're part of our Pima County government, but also duly elected in their own right, have to do with state law. So we all wanted to make sure that we're not kind of encroaching or can do something that inadvertently is problematic. So we postponed that, and we also postponed adding deputy constables to the constable's office. I tend to have an issue with that. I think once we have the constable office fully staffed, which looks like at the end of January, when everyone is sworn in and totally trained, then I don't think that we'll have the need, but we look forward to getting some information about that. We voted 5-0 in favor of body-worn cameras and tasers for all of our Pima County constables. And we voted 5-0 for the Pascuayaqui Tribe Intergovernmental Agreement. I was so glad to see our County Attorney, Laura Conover, Chairman Yucupicio, our Pascuayaqui Attorney General Alfred Urbina, and Chief Deputy Oscar Flores and Chief Prosecutor Melena Costa, in addition to other members of the council. They're in support of this agreement. What I really appreciated is Chairman Yucupicio, in response to a question, said, we would appreciate respect and honoring what we're asking for. And I just thought that was a really pointed moment, because a lot of times I think in elected offices, we think that, we're trying to honor the wishes of certain people without really asking the people what they want. And Chairman Yucupicio was very clear about the need and the desire of the Pascuayaqui tribe to have this governmental agreement in place. And so if you want more information about that, you can click on to that actual item. It was addendum item number 6. And basically what it does is it provides an intergovernmental agreement to coordinate the prompt processing, execution, and enforcement of state or tribal warrants, demands for extradition and protection orders, and to authorize the appointment of a tribal prosecutor as a special deputy county attorney. It's a no cost, and it's a 5-year term. So I'm hoping that that's going to be a really positive thing to continue to create cohesiveness and inclusion in what we're trying to do here in Pima County. The other thing I liked is Chairman Yucupicio reminded all of us that he is a taxpayer in Pima County. And so for us to make the statements that, that this is an isolated agreement that only affects the reservation is inaccurate, because 2/3 of tribal members live in Pima County and in the city of Tucson. So thank you to them for coming. We had an incredibly long call to the audience. 37 members of the community came up, and it was a 3-hour and 23-minute call to the audience. Many of them came in support of Tucson Crime-Free Coalition. There was an item that was put on the agenda by Supervisor Christie. One of the issues that I have is that we have a lot of community organizations that are working either to positively impact our community with prevention programs for homelessness, for reducing crime. We have a lot of nonprofits and our sheriff's department, TPD, we're all working together in theory to try to accomplish something. And it frustrates me when we have one group that comes up with ideas that have not been successful in other cities and wants to sort of recycle those ideas and put them here in Pima County. I don't think that this is one silver bullet is going to fix all of the problems. This is not a problem like that. If that were the case, then there wouldn't be any issues of homelessness or crime. What we're talking about here is there are a handful, a fairly small population that are being sort of lumped in together as homeless and criminals, and that's not the case. We do have some people that are causing a lot of problems for business owners. We've heard them. I don't think that they're exaggerating the problems that exist, and we do need to find solutions. But implementing a program in our community that isn't going to work is not something that I am willing to support. So we did have an item when that item came forward after listening to a lot of pretty articulate concerns and asks and demands for action. One of the quotes that I heard is that we need immediate action on immediate issues. But these are problems that have been brewing for a long time, and they're going to require a lot of organizations and pieces of our government to cooperate. One of them is the courts, one of them is law enforcement, others are all of our nonprofit organizations, the city, the county. We all have to work together to come forward with a solution. So Supervisor Scott came up with a 7-point plan. We approved 4 of those, but basically what it sums up is that we need to ask our county administration to work with the county attorney, sheriff, courts, and other involved parties to figure out what barriers or impediments to effective enforcement or prosecution, and report back to us with plans. Directing county administration to use the Mission Annex, which is on Mission and Ajo, kind of next door on the same property to the county jail. This was already part of a plan to expand that to pretrial and probation services. I'm totally comfortable with that because our pretrial services really don't have the capacity or facilities to provide the kind of support that is necessary. And I think that might be one of the reasons why we have such a quick turnaround of people. Because you see when someone is arrested for some of these nuisance crimes, whether it's trespassing or simple assault or destruction of property, refusal to leave a certain area, and some of these are in front of businesses, they're arrested, put through our process at the jail, pretrial services, and then they're usually back out between 8 and 20 hours. So they're not being arrested for crimes that they're not being detained for those crimes. So it's something that I think is important to work with. And then looking at wraparound services and what supports we can provide there. And I think that this is really a good opportunity for us as a region to highlight what are the services that we have, what are the services that we need, and stop working in silos. And then to look at our American Rescue Plan funds and see if there are any extra funding that might be able to be dedicated to this. I want to thank Supervisor Scott for bringing what's the first time that we've seen like an actual outline of plan, but I know that he's been working with a lot of organizations in town and with Pima County in order to come up with this. And I think it's just a platform to start forward. And really, after talking to County Administrator Lesher, a lot of these things were on her plan for the task force. So I know that these are things that I know are really gonna help the situation if implemented correctly. We appointed Anton Chisholm for constable in just JP Precinct 10. I abstained from that vote because I didn't have the opportunity to interview everybody, and I didn't think I had, I didn't want to make an uninformed decision on that. So, but that item did pass 4-1. Our next meeting is, we have a special meeting on Tuesday, November 22nd. That's to approve the election canvas to certify our election. So that's going to happen. It's all going to be an online meeting. And then our next regular meeting is going to be December 6th. I want to wish a belated birthday to my Nana in heaven. Te quiero mucho. And a reminder that, you know, I hope you all, I don't think we're going to have an opportunity maybe to chit chat as much, but I want to let you know that on our website and on our social media, we have a lot of information about where you can donate to help people who are struggling during this holiday season, and also places that you can obtain a Thanksgiving dinner or meal. Some people are, you know, turkey giveaways, all of that is on our social media. So thank you so much for paying attention to local politics. Stay safe, my friends. Bye-bye.